Everything
How
was good.
did you go to school today?
Yes, we have a school still.
Okay, no
This
problem.
should be the last
Day of school.
not day. I forgot how it said.
But are you closing school today or this week?
Yes,
Or
yes,
you have
we. It was the last
you
week.
okay, you're closing school. Okay. So after which you're starting your summer holiday.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay, I see why you were in class today. Okay,
yes,
okay, no problem, it's fine. So can you log into the class?
yes, I'm here. I have joined.
Oh, wait, let me change because we'll be doing lesson 44 today. We did lesson 43 the other time with Yaroslav.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, can you share your screen?
I don't know how to share it.
Okay, let's just continue. So space quiz, you can use your internet to check the lesson if you don't mind. To check the answers. Can you read what you have in 1.1?
Yes. Okay. How many planets are there in the solar system?
So how many?
8.
Okay, name them.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Okay, so Pluto no longer exists, right? I said, so
The-
Pluto no longer exists. No, we used to have 9 planets before with Pluto
um,
inclusive.
uh, Pluton.
Pluto.
Pluto. Mhm. Yeah, Pluto.
Okay. So how many people are in the space right now?
I don't know, maybe 5 or more. Or 2.
Okay, the next one, express is you can use your Google to check it.
How many people? Okay. It says that 13 humans in space right now.
Okay, so that means it's 5 or more. If it
Mhm.
says 13 people in space, okay. So SpaceX is what is SpaceX?
Mhm. Maybe it's a private company.
Okay, no problems. Let's move to the next. Vocabulary. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Read the first word there. To set sight high or low.
To set sights high-low, to have high-low expectation or ambitions. You have to set your sights high if you want to have a fulfilling life. If you set your sights too low, you will not be sufficiently changed and will be let down when you achieve your aim.
Okay, so do you have a high or low expectations or ambitions?
Maybe sometimes yes, like
Okay, the second vocabulary.
irre irreversibly not possible to change, impossible to return a previous condition.
Okay, when we say something is irreversible, it's not possible to change. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, the next one.
Capable of, able to do things effectively and skillfully and to achieve results. Capable suffix added to nouns to form adjectives that mean able to use the started thing.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, the next one.
A booster, something that improves or increases something, an engine on a spacecraft that gives extra power for the first part of a flight, the first stage of a rocket, object sent into space that pushes it out of the ground. As a thief, especially a shoplifter.
Okay, so a booster is something that improves or increases something. Do you understand? For example, if you want to boost your scores in school, you need to study hard. Do you understand? You need a booster, which is studying your book harder to be able to succeed best. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. The next one, thrill.
Thrill, a feeling of extreme excitement usually caused by something pleasant.
Okay, so when you're thrilled about something, you become extremely excited about something. I was thrilled when I won a scholarship. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. The next one.
Uh, to spell.
Sorry,
Uh,
Sophie,
to,
I can't access know what is going. Do you know if Mr. Yaroslav is in class or you're the only one in class?
no, I can't see him here.
Okay, no problem, continue.
To form a word or words with the letters in the correct order. To do something that someone else would usually be doing, especially in order to allow them to rest. To have usually something unpleasant as a result.
Okay. Read the example.
Shakespeare didn't always spell his own name the same way. You've been driving for a while. Do you want me to spell you? The letters of SpaceX may spell trouble for other space flight companies as they start falling behind.
Okay, do you understand what it means to spell?
Yes.
Okay. So 1.1, do exercise 1.1, match the phrases with their definition.
Okay. If you set your sights too low, you will not be sufficient and will be let down. You achieve your aim. Aim. Okay. I think that it's to set sights high low.
Okay, do it from your end. I'll see the answer once you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do the exercise on your platform.
Okay. The first isn't correct, so it's maybe a mouse or something. Right.
Okay, well done. So the next, 1 point to Elon Musk on how Falcon Heavy will change space travel. Okay. Do you hear?
The Falcon Heavy. This vehicle can create more than 5 million pounds of thrust at liftoff and is capable of putting around 140,000 pounds into low Earth orbit. That's more than twice the weight that any other rocket currently on the market can carry. So right now, the Falcon Heavy holds the title for the most powerful rocket in the world.
I'm very excited about this launch because I think this is it's going to really show that we can do giant rockets again. Most space organizations, government or commercial, have set their sights too low. They've really built relatively small rockets. And Falcon Heavy is the first time that there's something that's arguably even in the super heavy class, or somewhere between heavy and super heavy. And showing that you can launch a giant rocket and have it be commercially viable, carry satellites, potentially carry people. Falcon Heavy is capable of actually taking a Dragon mission, taking people around the moon.
Is there any update on that, by the way?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're sort of debating whether to do that on Falcon Heavy or BFR. It will sort of depend on how well the BFR development is going as to whether we focus on BFR for deep space human flight, or whether we do that on Falcon Heavy.
What do you see has been the biggest challenge for making this rocket fly?
The biggest challenge of getting to the launch pad has been that we had to completely redesign the center core. So the load going through the center core is much greater than would normally go through a Falcon 9 rocket. Each of the side boosters is putting in 500,000 pounds of thrust into the center core. So you have an incremental 1,000,000 pounds of force going through that center core, which means we had to really redesign almost the entire stage. All the way through the interstage had to be redesigned to strengthen it.
Okay, well, I have one more question, but I want to know what you're most excited about when you launch this rocket fly tomorrow.
I'll be really proud of the SpaceX team for having accomplished this incredible task. And hopefully we inspire the public to get excited about space again.
But it's not just the public getting excited about the Falcon Heavy. Some customers, like the Planetary Society, are planning on using Falcon Heavy for their next flights, hoping that a successful test launch will spell success for their missions as well.
We are tied to SpaceX we wish us the best today. So the guy, you know, SpaceX is really visionary, but it really is a fantastic idea. Rockets should be like airplanes, where you don't throw them away, you use them and then reuse them. And so it's visionary.
Now, if everything goes well today, how will it feel to see that Falcon Heavy soar?
Oh, it'll be great. No, so, you know, we flew the first light sail almost 2 years ago. And it's a thrill. We're very excited about it. And the idea is to democratize space, to lower the cost of getting to many destinations in our solar system. And the reason you do this, everybody, the reason a society does this, there are two questions, Lauren, that we have all asked. Where did we come from? How did we all get here? Where did we come from? And are we alone in the universe? And if you want to answer those two questions, you have to explore space.
We're finally here at NASA's press site after all of the hype, after so many years of waiting, and it is intense. I've been to a couple of launches here before, but I've never seen it this packed. Just getting in here today, there was a huge traffic jam. And the vibe here, everybody is super anxious. We're really ready to see this thing get off the ground.
Originally, the launch was set for 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Then it got pushed back to 2, then 2:20, then 2:50. It turned out upper-level winds in the area were too high for flight, and SpaceX was trying to wait for them to die down, and people started worrying that they'd have to come back the next day.
So we've all been on edge today. SpaceX kept pushing the launch time back and back and back. And now we have a new T-0, which is 3:45 p.m., but our launch window only lasts until 4 p.m. However, the rocket is loaded with propellant, so I think it might actually go up today.
Center core lock load complete.
Triebreak lower has ended. Triebreak's at 88.2 degrees.
Falcon Heavy gas loads are complete. Heavy is configured for flight.
T-minus 15, stand by for total count.
Launch director on count.
9, 8,
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God! Oh, it's hitting us. Wow. That is a beast.
I'm gonna keep rolling. Oh, I'm Lauren. We're gonna go together.
Side booster ignition. Beacon. Center. Move south and up. That's right. Side boosters landing legs are deployed.
Oh man!
Okay. Are you there? Hello, Sophia.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, following the interviewees in the video, one of the interviewees in the video said the following: there are two questions we have all asked. where did we come from, and are we alone in the universe? And if you want to answer those two questions, you have to explore space. So do you believe that these questions can be answered through space exploration?
I think maybe yes, if we found more life in other planets. So it could change the explanation how the people have started to be.
Okay. Are these questions something that you ever thought about?
Maybe sometimes yes, because many people say another version of how people become if we are alone in the universe. Like from religion, we have one view, from evolution another view, and it's different.
Okay. So does humankind really need answers to all those questions?
I think not really, because we have another problem which is more like more
What?
yes, more report nowadays than the space.
Okay, no problem. So let's do the next, inversion and conditionals. I think, were you in class the day we did inversion? I don't know if it was you or Stefan, but there was a time we did inversion like some lessons ago. Okay, so just read what you have there. Inversion and some conditional. Start from sometimes conditionals.
Sometimes conditional forms are inverted as a means of sounding more formal. In this case, the conditional if is dropped and the inverted forms take the place of the if clause. We can use inversion in certain types of conditional sentences, when the if clause begins with had, were, or should. In this case, if is omitted.
Do you understand? That we
Yeah.
use certain types of conditional sentences when the if clause begins with had, were, or should, and in this case, if is omitted. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, read the next. First conditional.
In real conditionals, inversion is found with the modal verb should, but it is only used in formal language. If he remembers his own name, we'll be able to help him.
Yes, I think we did first conditional some times ago. Okay, to invert this, replace if with should, just like it was said here. You replace if with should. So replace the verbs with the bare infinitive. Example, goes. You use go, has, have. Am, is, are. You use be. So we now say, should he remember his own, we'll be able to help him. Do you understand? Instead of saying, if he remembers his own, we will be able to help him. You now say, should he remember his own, we will be able to help him. Do you understand?
Yes.
The second sentence, where the first one where that uses if before we replaced it with the inversion, says, if you should decide to cancel the contract, please let me know by Friday. So the inversion sentence says, should you decide to cancel the contract, please let me know by Friday. Do you understand? You replace if with should, with were, or had. Do you understand?
Yes.
If he calls, tell him I'm out. Should he call, tell him I'm out. That is for first conditionals. Do you understand? first conditional inversion. Do you understand?
Yes.
So for the inverted second conditional, we said inverted second conditionals for unlikely future events. We use inverted second conditionals for unlikely future events. So we can use second conditional to talk about something in the future that probably isn't going to happen. Do you understand? Something in the future. For the inverted second conditional, we talk about something in the future that is probably not going to happen. Example, if he pushes the button, we would have a problem. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so to invert this, that is a normal second conditional sentence. But the inverted form, you said to invert this, replace if with where. Do you understand? You know, in the first conditional, inverted first conditional, we said replace if with should, were, or had. But in inverted second conditional, we replace if with where. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we change the verb to the infinitive form with to. So where he pushed the button, would all have a problem. Instead of saying if he pushed the button, would all have problem, you replace that, you invert the if to where. So where he pushed the button, would all have problems. Do you understand?
Yes.
Another example says, if she were to find out he was seeing someone else, she would go berserk. So if she find, so we now say, instead of saying if, we now say where she to find out that he was seeing someone else, she would go berserk. So for the second inverted second conditional for on real past, the first one was for future events, unlikely future events. Do you understand? The first
Yes.
inverted second conditional is for unlikely future events. The second one is for unreal past. We said if I was ridiculously rich, I think I'll still work. That's an unreal past. That's something that happened in the past. You can't work again because you are not even rich. So to invert this, you remove if, inverted subject to I, instead of I was to was I. So if necessary, change was to where. Where I ridiculously rich, I think I'll still work. Another example says, if I were you, I would trust her. Were I you, I wouldn't trust her. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now in the third conditional, we say, if we'd arrived sooner, we wouldn't have missed the beginning. So now in this inverted third conditional, delete if, invert the subject and the auxiliary. That's we had we. So had we arrived sooner, we wouldn't have missed the beginning. Do you understand? You delete if in the third conditional, you change the subject and the auxiliary, which is we had, where it says if we had arrived early, you delete we and change we had to had we. Do you understand? You change
Yes.
we had to had we. Do you understand?
Yes.
Had we arrived sooner, we wouldn't have missed the beginning. Another example says, had he not resigned, we would have been obliged to give him the sack. Had I been told, I wouldn't have offered my help. Do you understand?
Yes.
So in negative clauses with inversion, we don't use contracted form. Had the people not been informed, the situation would have been much worse. Okay, no problem. So read what you have in 1.1. Okay, it's just what I've explained. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Yes, 1.1 is just the explanation of that, my note I just explained. Okay,
Mhm.
so 1.2, make the sentences from the given word. So do it in your platform and then I'll see the answer.
Okay.
Okay, it says were I to win the prize, I wouldn't spend it on things I don't need. Were I to win the prize, I wouldn't no, I wouldn't spend it, spend it, correct. I think I don't need, yes, correct.
Thank
Okay,
you.
number 3. Should he decide
Should he decide to come, please let me know as soon as possible.
correct. Okay, number 3. Correct. Okay, number 4. No, you were correct when you said further. Should we have any further? Should you have any further?
It should be read like this or no?
That's correct. Number 5.
Oops.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I hear like been cheaper or been bought cheap.
Correct. Being cheaper, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well done.
Mm-hmm.
So 1.1. What do you think is the best way to make $1 billion?
I don't know, maybe to work more harder and not
Give up.
like um not to go always in shopping if you don't need it, not waste your
Your
money.
fun
Mhm.
on unnecessary things.
Yes, yes.
Okay, if you were a billionaire, what would you want to do with your money?
Maybe I would like to buy a very pretty house with pool and a house for like a whole family.
Okay. Is having lots of money seen as a positive thing in your culture or not?
I don't know. I think it's not so depends.
Okay. Okay, so read the article Elon Musk and Yuska Mizwa, A Tale of Two Billionaires. Okay, read that.
Born in 1971 to a South African father and a Canadian mother, Elon Musk grew up in South Africa. By all accounts, he was an introverted child and was bullied. Once he was thrown down a flight of stairs, resulting in him staying in hospital for a week. He developed early an early interest in computers and was able to program computers by the age of 12, creating a PC game called Blaster, which he sold to a magazine for $500. His parents divorced in 1980, and he stayed with his father in South Africa before moving to Canada at age 17. After a couple of years, he attended Queen's University in Kingston, but transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the US, where he completed degrees in economics and physics. He went on to CEO found X.com in 1999, which enabled users to pay for service and goods online. He was kicked out of the company, which then went on to become PayPal. But when PayPal was sold to eBay, Musk ultimately received 100 million in 2001. This money helped him to start SpaceX, a company that aimed at building personable, priced, and reliable rockets. He has also become a CEO of Tesla, which makes the world's best-selling electric cars.
Okay, so text B.
Yusaka Maezawa was born in 1975. While going to school in Tokyo, Japan, he started a band, Switch Style, and with his friends, releasing a record in 1993. Instead of attending university, he moved to the US with his girlfriend, where he began collecting CDs and records. On returning to Japan, he created his first business selling imported albums and CDs using his collection as a core. He was still performing with Switch Style, and by today, selling clothes online is much the same way as he had soul music. By 2001, he decided to choose business over his music career and start performing. So today created a website called ZozoTown in 1904, becoming increasingly successful. By the time he resigned in 2019, Maezawa was able to sell his shares in the company for $3.7 billion. He has famously spent a large portion of his fortune on art, so much so that he plans to open a museum to keep it all in. Ready.
Okay, so both Mazawa and Elon Musk have been in the news a lot recently, but what do we know about the two billionaires? Quickly skim through the text on the next page, and find out what happened in the following year. So what happened in 1971?
In 1971, born Born
That's
Elon.
the year Elon Musk was born.
Elon Musk was born.
Yes. Okay, what about 1975?
1975.
Okay, Maezawa was born in 1975. Okay, what happened in 1980?
Parents Elon Musk divorced in 1980.
Okay. So what of 1993?
1993, the Yusaku Maezawa realized in a report.
Correct. What of 1998?
The band where was Yusaku Maezawa was signed to record
For
label.
a record label. Okay, correct. What of 1999?
Elon Musk went on to CEO found Xcode.
Okay, what about 2001?
Money. Elon Musk's money helped him to start SpaceX.
Okay, and then Maezawa also decided to choose business over his music career. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, what happened in 2019?
The Yusaku Maezawa decided to choose business over his music career.
No, that was in 2001. I mean 2019. 2019, Maezawa resigned. Do you understand? He resigned in 2019.
Yes.
Okay, so 1.3. Would you want to apply for a position to go on a trip to the moon? Why or why not?
I think no, because it's difficult. You need to. It's difficult to be in space. You need to do so many work to go in space. So it's too long. I don't want to wait this whole time.
Okay, if you were in a position to take 8 people, who would you choose to go with and why?
I don't know. Elon Musk. Yusaku Maezawa, and maybe someone else.
Okay. Do you believe that people should be able to make so much money when there are so many problems with hunger and disease in the world? Explain your ideas.
Mm.
Hello.
Yes, I'm thinking.
Okay.
The question is very interesting. I understand. I just didn't understand this. Okay, it's like not really, because if you're sick, your all money go to help your to help you with your disease? Like this or no?
Take that again.
No, like if you're sick, your all money goes for helping you with this problem.
Okay, so who are the richest people in your country? What do people think of them?
Maybe the president.
Your president?
Maybe yes.
Okay, in my country, the richest person is Aliko Dangote. He's a billionaire, but he's not even a politician, but he's
Uh-huh.
very rich and wealthy.
That's cool.
Okay, so next is homework. So try to do your homework. See you in next lesson.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, bye.
I wanted to ask one question
Okay.
about my final test. Like, I was doing this formal,
You were doing?
like, not yet. I was complete this formal
I take that again. I didn't get you.
formal application for the test, and
Oh.
I didn't get the
Result.
I didn't get Zoom. No,
Is it about the speaking test that the manager posted on the group, or the test that you scored 100%? Which of the tests are you talking about? Is it the speaking test that the manager put on the group chat, or the one that you took with me and scored 100%? Which one?
it's like anti-school was manager was writing this on chat. It's like a final test to get maybe a certificate.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll write to the manager. I'll write to the manager.
Okay, thank you. Because I was writing to them and they wasn't answering me, and now they read and also not answering me.
Okay, no problem. Please just write me on Telegram so I'll remember.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Goodbye.
thank
Have a
you.
nice evening.
Goodbye. But we still have like 4 lessons.